welcome to your weekly reading. This is going to be for the week of the 9th to the 15th. The 15th is my birthday. Anyway, let's dive into your reading, Aquarius. Let's see what's going on for you guys. Let's get a few oracle cards. Okay, never-ending story. This card really comes up when we're kind of frustrated about the timing of something, or we're lacking clarity, so we kind of need to see it to believe it, kind of thing. You're feeling a little bit frustrated. That's the words I'll say. You're feeling a little bit stuck in a never-ending story. Maybe that's what it is. I always say with this card, my ultimate advice is don't look at the clock waiting for something to happen. Go and find things to do in the meantime, okay? Because whatever this is, it's going to take its own time. There is an hourglass here, so the time is ticking, which is fine. That means eventually you are going to have what it is that you're feeling like you need right now, but staying by the clock is not going to make it happen any faster. In fact, sometimes a perception of time can make 60 seconds feel like it's even bigger than that, even longer than that. So the more that we're focusing on it, the more it's going to frustrate you, and then it becomes a cycle, and then it becomes a never-ending story, right? So detach, take a little bit of a break from whatever it is. Go find something to do that distracts you, that brings you more joy. All right, go speak with some friends, do whatever, because this timing will happen in its own time. This is your confirmation. It will happen. You will have clarity. You will get an answer. Just give it some time. All right, give yourself some time too. Let's see what else is going on for my lovely Aquarius. Indecision. Well, that makes sense. You guys are feeling a bit lost right now. So you're saying, well, what can I do if what I need clarity on is the next steps? Then go find a hobby in the meantime, because again, this decision, both of these clearly are leading towards the unknown, and that could be what's the problem. And maybe you do have financial constraints here. All right, and that could definitely be so overwhelming. I get it. I'm seeing like things are building up. You do have a woman holding a coin. Aquarius, if I have to edit your video, it's just because the camera is cutting out and it's annoying me when I'm almost done. I was just saying, this was underneath the financial constraints. So I am seeing an opportunity coming in for you, okay? For your income, for your career, whatever it is, to do with your stability, resources, or whatever. Most likely your finances, though, most importantly. But right now, you're stuck at a crossroads. You are feeling indecisive. You do not know what journey to take. I do think it's going to make itself clear to you, but let's see what else comes out. Both of these say unknown. So it definitely feels like a big decision in your life, and one that's going to be completely outside your comfort zone, no matter what it is that you choose. But let's see. Seeing a fox in the snow. You know how they just like dive bomb into it? Like I'm seeing that. That could be you. You're trying to create a plan. For example, you're trying to be strategic. Foxes are cunning and intelligent, so that's you. But it's like there's this big white sheet of snow over everything, so you don't know what's underneath it. Makes sense with the indecision and the unknown. So that's where the frustration is, because you're ready, but it's like you have no idea what you're supposed to do. Let me see. For Aquarius, please. Workaholic. Guys, the workaholic card just came out, which was quite funny. We didn't catch it, unfortunately, because my camera detached at that time. Disconnected. Workaholic. I laughed at this because I feel like this is the problem, and I don't really see this kind of. I think being a workaholic is great because it means that you have passion for something, but if it only becomes a problem if it is becoming detrimental to your health. You're no longer spending time with family and friends, and your love interests. You're no longer kind of focusing on the things that you also need outside of work, outside of your purpose. Okay, sometimes your purpose is also about the impact you have on your family and your loved ones. Okay, the conversations that you have with them are also going to be the ones that you remember at the end of your life, not always the things that you work super hard towards. So workaholic coming through actually feels like a blockage, especially because of that fox in the imagery we had. Was like, you're ready to go. You are a workaholic. You're ambitious. You're feeling great. You're pressing on the accelerator here, but spirit is like, go and focus on the other things. And it feels like it's things with the heart. Okay, maybe it's your health, but it feels more about the other things in life that bring us joy. It's not just this passion and purpose. It's passion and purpose in our people, or whatever it is. Let's see what else comes out. Might help us out here a bit. Maybe that's why life is kind of, what's the word for it? Not slowing you down, but causing you to stop. Right. Aquarius. Expansion and bittersweet. You have a lot of blues here, and the blues represent your throat chakra, your truth. Okay. Workaholic, expansion, but you have bittersweet. They're wanting me to ask a question of like, what are you escaping? And I wonder whether this workaholic is like your way of dealing with some kind of grief in your life, whether it be a breakup, whether it be a loss of someone. You know, where it's like, I'm seeing someone kind of, by the way, I work a lot with visuals. So if it doesn't make sense to you, it doesn't make sense to you. But that's how I read. Like, I see visuals, and I'm seeing somebody like frantically, like, I need to do something. Like, what is the next step? What's the next step? And it's like, when they finally process what they were running away from, you know, where it's like, well, things are not going to move for now. And then when they hear that, then comes the waterworks. Then we cry. And then it's like, well, why are we crying? And then it actually finally makes us realize what we're trying to run away from. Where this desperate need for work or expansion is coming from, which makes sense. If you're dealing with financial constraints, I get it. My goodness, that makes sense. But Spirit is wanting you to ask yourself that question for whatever reason. You know, I'm just a human being. I'm not an angel or a spirit guide. So like, the best people to ask are them. So meditate on it, whatever. Speak to your guides, connect with them. Ask yourself that question and await the answer, because it will come to you, because they're saying that's what you need to ask yourself. Right. Bit of a breakdown moment. But we have bittersweet. So workaholic, expansion, those are great, by the way. I do see that your career will expand. Your life will expand. Your financial situation will get better. I see that. It's part of your destiny. But it's almost like a very pivotal point for you to really kind of understand emotionally where this is coming from. So you have bittersweet this week. This usually comes up when there is some sort of good news, but it also has a little bit of bad news involved. Something is bittersweet. In the case of this card, it could be, you know, kind of two kind of anniversaries. One is like, again, some celebration or a milestone or somebody's birthday, as you can see here, but it's also the same time as a loss of some kind, you know, and even though we're grieving something, we're also trying to celebrate something as well at the same time. So it could be a message for someone, but bittersweet could also just be things are not moving at the moment. That's the bitter part. But the sweet part could be that you're about to find some sort of truth about yourself or the situation. Right. Let's carry on. A bit deep. Aquarius. Perseverance. Being called to persevere, guys. But patience is also needed. Don't give up. Just because we're being called to have patience doesn't mean you give up. This says, I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. Then they're leading me back to the question of what are you trying to escape? Oh, so is there an underlying lack mentality going on that you didn't realize that you had? Because I do believe you're wanting expansion, growth. You believe you can have it. But really deep down, do you believe you can have it? Or are we rushing because we're fearful that it might not actually happen? And where there is faith, there is no space for fear. That's what they're saying. So, trust. Big message. And I get it. I'm a human being too. The financial constraints is also on my mind too. In my head, I'm going, but if they're struggling with something, I get it. But they're saying, where there is faith, there is no space for fear. Weird, right? Confirmation though, like it's good message. Right, spirit animal. My hand was already on it, but my brain wasn't ready yet. My brain's like, so something else. Wasp spirit. Sagittarius had that card. Let's get you another one. It's vulture. And panther spirit. Something really big is happening for somebody. So wasp spirit. Sometimes life stings, and ain't that Ain't that the truth? So it definitely feels like you've been through or are going through some kind of difficulty, right? Something's stinging you, something's hurting you. You have the vulture spirit here, which says nothing is wasted. And vultures really pick apart things from the bones, you know? They kind of leave what everybody else has. They kind of pick at and prey on, if you can even say that. They feed off of what is left. And so that kind of feels like maybe you're trying to rush the timing of something because you fear that you're going to miss out on an opportunity. But saying nothing is wasted. There is always something. So if it's a timing that's an issue, nothing is wasted. And they pick everything off the bone, by the way. So maybe that's something. I don't know what they mean. I hope it comes up in your reading. But you have Panther Spirit as well. Reclaim your power. Not just claim it, reclaim it. Some of you have, been in a powerful position before, maybe feeling really set back at the moment, saying reclaim it. Remember your power. If you have been able to do something in the past, then by all means, you're able to do it now. Nothing is impossible. Nothing is wasted. Perseverance. Right. Let's dive into the rest of your reading. I feel like I'm speaking in tongues. Like I'm sure somebody's going to understand what I'm saying out there, but because it's a message that it's here, it's clear, but let me know how it resonates with you so far. Right, let's see. Aquarius, let's get 3 cards to represent the overall energy for this week for them. Okay. 4 of Wands, that's great. This is you reaching a milestone in your life this week, which is great, but it does require a decision. Also, the way I see this as well, so 4 of Wands is some good news that will come in for you guys this week, which is great. It is a card of celebration, which we did have with Bittersweet. So even though you're having to deal with something behind the scenes, this is also a really good time here with the 4 of Wands to make sure that you are celebrating things. But that's hard. I get it. Because of Bittersweet, there's like tears, but also some laughter too. So it's nice, a bit of balance though. 2 of Swords is just like the never-ending story. I'm doing what she's doing here because I'm trying to focus on what this is. You see what I'm saying? Like that's what they're wanting you not to do. Go and do this. Go and celebrate. Go out with some friends. 4 of Wands to me is always like a socializing. It's like a party to me, a social event. So if you are being invited to things, go to it. Don't try and think, but I'm really busy trying to figure out what I need to do. But it's saying this is not the right time. Go to the events, go speak to people, go connect with others. Like we said in the beginning, that really feels like what they're trying to get you to do. Then you have the Magician and the High Priestess, which is powerful because they actually come one after the other in the Fool's journey here. So you are on a journey. You've already maybe taken a leap of faith, or energetically you already have. The Magician is a reminder that you are able to manifest whatever it is that you desire. Okay, the High Priestess, maybe you are feeling guided intuitively. Maybe you have some confirmation within, okay, I know that something's going to work out, but I need to know right now. Let's see what this is. High Priestess, your intuition will be strong this week, but, I think again, it might be strong, but maybe you're doubting it a bit. Magician, manifesting whatever you desire. A part of your destiny here. Right, what's the energy of Aquarius this week? 3 cards. Ooh, okay. What's interesting is this Knight of Wands is reminding me of that fox again, like the way that it's pouncing. It's like doing the thing that the horses do, but in my head I'm seeing it as that fox, like ready to just jump. But that's the issue here. Now this is a great way of being, by the way. The Knight of Wands is a really good card for being ambitious, for being, looking at the silver lining, always knowing that there is always something else you can go to. It's a card about wanting to know more. It's about higher education, wanting to learn more, being a forever student in life. It's ruled by Sagittarius. Okay. It's also a card of being optimistic, which I think maybe you are doing. But again, I think what you're focusing on is being optimistic with something that you're trying to bring to life, which again is great. But again, you're focusing on it again. It's not a bad energy. Maybe some travel could do you some good. Or some fun in your life. Like we said with the Four of Wands, some fun could really actually maybe be the thing that gives you the answer, right? You may think that you have to sit down and plan something and, you know, it will just come to you whilst you're sitting there staring at something. But maybe somebody says something at a party, or you meet somebody and they say, hey, I'll help you with that. Voila, problem solved. You know, it may not be in the way that you think it is, that this decision or this clarity will come to you. You then have the Tower card, which it's in the middle of your reading, but it's in between the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Wands, which is like an upgrade. Going from, and this is not a bad energy here, but it's a confident energy. And in fact, you're going from the Knight to a Queen. So regardless of your gender here, it's really about being able to sit on the throne confidently, maybe being in a powerful position. The Tower could definitely be the epiphany, the answer that you're looking for. The change that you're looking for, it's transformation. It does mean that things have to be really kind of rebuilt after this. This does look like it's you reclaiming your power. Thank you, Spirit, because it's just reminding me of it. The Queen of Wands is so powerful for me when I read, when she comes up in a reading, because it's confidence. She is very positive. She also has a sunflower, means that she faces the sun. Her dreams, her goals, happiness, success. She's confident within herself. There's no space for fear there. She's got the lions behind her, so she's strong, she's capable, and she knows it. So that's you guys. The Tower card. I don't know why I'm tapping my nose. Right. I will see what the Tower is, but let's get some advice for you. Weird. Aquarius. A lot of water energy all of a sudden as your advice. So your feelings, your emotions, and your heart. Right? Remember how I said that before, actually? Instead of focusing on your work, they're like, hello, calm it down. Come back to your feelings, emotions, your heart, your relationships with people, your health, maybe even as well, whatever it is. Maybe that's why the Tower is here, because it's kind of like a situation that forces something to happen. The Chariot, your advice, forward movement, chasing your dreams, chasing your goals, but doing it in a balanced way. Okay? This is a lot more powerful than the Knight of Wands. If you've been struggling with two paths, I just get this like message for some of you that maybe there's a way of actually kind of bringing them both. Like maybe you got two ideas. There's a way to bring them both together, actually. Definitely feels like travel for some of you, or like relocation with the Knight of Wands and the Chariot. The Knight of Cups is always a nice card for me, because it is about wearing your heart on your sleeve, being open and vulnerable, and maybe it's an apology from an old friend, by the way. Maybe hearing from an old friend, that could be what this is about. But also it's about kind of overcoming some difficult feelings and emotions in order to get to new territory. This is new territory. The unknown is new territory. But in order to do it, you're coming from a more vulnerable place rather than this passionate place. And I don't know why or how it makes a difference for you. Then you have the Queen of Cups underneath the Queen of Wands. Passionate, fiery, but also emotionally intelligent, nurturing and kind. Both of them are very kind queens. But balance between the fiery energy and the emotional energy. The fox, cunning, intelligent, strategic, fiery energy. And again, like they're saying, connecting to others, making sure that you're forming bonds and not doing everything alone. I don't know. If a Tower card has happened, they're showing me the Vulture again and relating it to the Tower. A painful event, maybe that's the bittersweet here. A painful event could leave you with some scraps to rebuild something even better. Perseverance. There's scraps that you can use to turn something into something bigger and better. okay? My angels, my goodness, this felt like a messy reading, but it did kind of come together. So for me, I don't know. But let me know how it resonated for you guys, please. I'd love to know. Remember to reclaim your power. And I will see you guys next time. All right.